this argument for you, right? So I'm going to say we are seven people, and I'm just going to make it very simplified. We are wanting to go on a vacation, let's say to the nearby island. Okay. Now, some of my friends also wanted to join our group, though they said they are not too sure. Okay. Um, we are going to take the bus to that island. Let's say peninsula because you can't really take a bus to an
Yeah,
island. I'm
it's
sorry.
okay. It's Peninsula Island. I didn't even question it.
Because island is all water. There's no land
Yeah,
around
I
it.
honestly did not even
You
question it.
were
I was
thinking,
like,
okay,
yeah, they're
good,
taking a
good.
bus to the island, all right.
We're going to take the ferry might have worked better. My brain. See, my brain is kind of weird sometimes. We're going to take the bus to the peninsula. Um, and it's clear. I've completely made it up, by the way. This is not an LSAT question, but the
Yeah,
logic you'll notice is very, very similar. And it's clear that we will fit that bus. Okay, there are two tasks here that I want you to focus on. Okay. Now you see how when arguments are simplified in like normal English, you can
yes.
really digest it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Unfortunately, on the LSAT, they have to add a lot of fluff around it just because,
yeah.
anyway. First, find the conclusion. Second, sufficient assumption hidden. So there's an assumption hidden in this argument, okay? And I want you to tell me what that assumption is. There's more than one correct answer because there's no answer choices here, okay?
Okay.
So I just want you to be creative, essentially, because this mindset is going to help you on the actual LSAT as well. Because remember that you don't want to be looking at the answer choices. Let's say the answer choices are here, you don't want to look at them yet.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this basically works on your creativity, and it's a fun process. Okay,
Okay,
this isn't a
okay,
boring drill set. So tell me what you think the conclusion is here first.
okay. Okay. I feel like I I feel like I feel like the shit. I feel like the
This is
conclusion is that they're gonna fit on the bus.
right, exactly. Yes.
And I guess like the assumption
Uh-huh.
is that like these friends aren't gonna go unless they know for sure they can fit on the bus.
I love that. Very good. Very good. This is beautiful. See? So you see how the imagination is working now? So assumption
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. When there aren't answer
Assumption.
choices there, I have to like actually think about
So
it.
so say it. Say it out loud to me. They are not gonna go unless they
Yeah,
know for sure that they can fit.
yeah.
That's a perfectly well formulated assumption. Now give me something that is more along the lines of a sufficient assumption. And remember that sufficient assumption on the LSAT guarantees the conclusion. No questions asked. It guarantees that the conclusion is correct.
Okay. Okay. I'm really bad, I have to say. I'm
That's
really
okay.
bad at like understanding the like sufficient and necessary pieces because I
Ah,
feel like it wasn't really necessarily like explained to me
okay.
in a way that
I understand.
resonated. And I felt like I was trying to like push through and just like not really worry about it. But like if I see sufficient, necessary, I like get so tripped up.
You
Like
won't anymore.
so
And that's
tripped
the goal
up.
of this session here. Now let me make it easy for you. I'm going to
Okay.
show you where the gap is exactly. What do we mean by gap? So almost every LSAT question has a gap.
Okay.
And sorry, every LSAT assumption question has a gap. Even flaw questions have that as well. But for flaw question, it's more like a jump, not a gap. It's a
Okay.
shift. It goes from a crazy little premise into a huge conclusion. For assumption questions, there's a gap, and I'm going to literally demonstrate that visually to you. Now look.
Okay.
I'm creating that gap there for you. Okay. That is the
Yeah.
creation of that gap within the argument. So I'm going to use blue here. This is the gap area of my argument. This is the gap, right? There's a gap.
Yeah.
So this is my premise. So all this stuff. Now let's label stuff. It's useful. P. Let's use a different color here. I'm going to say P, pink, and then this is conclusion. It's just going to be red. Actually, let me just use black for P because it's, yeah, perfect. Does that make sense? I have a little
Yes.
gap here, Morgan, and I need you to fill in that gap. Okay. So
Okay.
you already did a good job. You said they're not going to go unless they know for sure. So if I write that out loud, or if I just write it here, if I just copy paste, look at this. We're not going to go unless we know for sure that we can fit.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the bus to that. So it's clear that we will fit that bus, right? It
Okay.
makes sense. Does that make sense how we fill in the gap?
Yeah, yeah,
It
because it's like
helps.
something's like missing.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly. It
getting from point A to point B, like getting from point A to point C, like it just feels it yeah, the way that I like feel it, it's like how did you get like what how did you get to that conclude like how did you get to that
You got it.
conclusion?
You got it. Look, it's A, right? Like you said, and it goes from A to C. B is
Yeah.
missing. And
Yeah,
it's our
yeah.
job on the LSAT to fill in that B logically so that it guarantees that we can actually go to C. It has to guarantee that.
Yeah.
If you told me some garbage answer, such as if you told me, my mom has taken that bus before. This is not a garbage answer, but it's just not good enough for the LSAT. I need you to
Yeah.
guarantee just because my mom has taken that bus before, maybe she forgot. Maybe she forgot how many people can go on that bus.
Yeah.
Maybe the bus has changed. Maybe that was years and years ago. Does that make sense to
Mhm.
you? So some
Yeah.
of the answer choices on the LSAT is literally going to be this, that my
They
mom has
do
taken that bus
that.
before. Yes, exactly. Okay, now you gave me a good assumption. I need you to give me even a stronger assumption that will guarantee my conclusion. Try your best, and if you can't, I'm going to help you. I'll
Okay.
point you at the correct direction. It's going to be math related, kind
I
of
was gonna
something
say it
along.
has to be numbers. That's the only way you could strengthen it even like could make it even more certain is like I this isn't gonna be sophisticated, but like if you knew for a fact that the bus had like enough seats for the amount for like all seven people.
Beautiful. Morgan, that's it. You can stop right there. That's exactly what I needed. Okay, so let me fill in that gap. And here how it's done on the LSAT. The bus fits at least 20 people. Look how beautiful this
Oh my
assumption
god.
is.
You know, like this is exactly what I struggled with on these questions because it would be like some because I would see seven and be like, it says 20. So what that doesn't make any sense to me. But I would
Right.
see one that was like that I was more confident in, which would be the one that I originally gave you. Because they it would have both. It would have the weaker one and the mathematically stronger one. But I feel like I would always gravitate towards like the non-math answer.
And now I'll tell you what to gravitate towards. You always gravitate towards a strong opinion.
Okay.
Assumption has to be really strong. It can't be a weak answer. It can't be one of those answers that you get from most strongly supported inference questions because there you have to use soft language. With the must be true ones, you know those ones, right? Or which one is mostly strongly
And
supported? We'll
those
look
I'm
at it.
bad at too. Those I'm
We'll
bad at.
actually look at that. There, you have to use very soft language because you don't want to be too strong with your answer because you can't guarantee a bunch of different things, right?
Yeah.
Here, usually for sufficient assumptions, like I said, the correct answer is typically a very simple answer that essentially, boom, bridges that gap. Like, look how beautifully this bridges that gap. It actually
Yeah.
uses a number that's more than double the original number. We're seven people, and look, some of my friends also wanted to join the group, but though they said they're not too sure, look at this. The bus fits at least 20 people, and it's clear that we will fit that bus.
Yes.
How cool
Okay,
is that? How
and it's
beautiful this.
and it also makes sense to me too because it's like if you're having I don't know, it's not the same kind of thing, but it's like when you're doing the like how do you respond to this argument? Like when you're picking the answer, like you don't want somebody to be able to come back and like refute what you say kind of. So it's like if the bus fits like seven, if it said if the bus fits seven people, it'd be like well like already two seats are already taken, so like we can't necessarily
Exactly.
actually all fit.
Exactly. Seven would be a week of an answer for sufficient. For
Yeah,
sufficient, you usually want
that's like
something
gonna
very
guarantee.
strong. Yeah, yeah. It'll say like this is true 100% of the time, or I don't know, you can even say 100 people essentially, right? So it's the same thing as saying, so now let's move on. You understand this argument, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I, for example, say there are um let's say 20, oh, okay. So the tallest person in our school is Jeremy, and Jeremy is, I don't know, let's say 6'5" or something like that, right? Now, that's my premise. Okay. So, for example, I am 6'1", let's say, right? Therefore, now complete this argument. Do that for me, please. What's the logical conclusion? Now I need you to guess the conclusion.
Oh, like
More than one answer is correct. Don't
they're,
stress it.
I guess like I'm not the tallest person
I
in
love that.
school.
Yes, I am not the tallest person in that school. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you see how LSAT works? I mean, literally, this is the mechanics of it. It's just
Yes,
that
yeah.
they use complicated language. But seriously, there's not this isn't even logic for God's sake. This is just basic understanding of things, you know?
Yeah, it's like just like how do you build an art like how do you
Like
build a
Morgan, if there's someone taller than you in that room where you're sitting, you're clearly not the tallest person. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
that's the logic
Yeah,
of
yeah,
LSAT.
yeah.
And a lot of people think it's some, game changer logic on the LSAT. They need to prepare, they overthink things. No, 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 no. For
Yeah,
assumption questions, you literally need to look at that, okay? Conclusion, premise. Okay, how do I bridge this most effective way possible? All right,
yeah.
that's great. Now we're gonna go into the actual thing,
Okay.
okay?